while. Whew. Angels are struggling again. I believe it's 10 out of 13 that they've fallen in. Padres, who I still think are going to go on a little bit of a run, taking advantage. This is not good for the Angels. And all of a sudden, that quick, the narrative is, do they trade Ohtani?
Trade alert, trade alert, trade alert. Hey, listen, they're in some trouble. Let's put it that way. They're in some trouble. This team losing 3 of their top guns. We knew pitching was thin to begin with. Trout, hamate, usually that's a month. They're saying 6 to 8 weeks from what I'm hearing.
They said 4 to 6,
okay.
But usually it's 6 to 8.
I thought it was – I guess it depends on how bad the hamate is, because if you take the hook out, I think it's lesser time. I don't know what they're trying to do. I'm not a doctor. But
there's no less or more. You break it and you have to take it out. There's no like.
Okay, I guess AJ's a doctor. I forgot. AJ again chiming in like
he's had it.
I had this. Yeah, okay. I broke
it. He's a doctor. Forgot. Anyway, AJ knows best. Of course, AJ knows best.
I have the scar.
He's great at knowing everything. Well, anyway,
there's the scar if you want to see it.
Go ahead. You take over, AJ. You got it.
Well, I'm just saying that there's no less or worse. It is they got to go in and they cut the little bone out. Because you break the little hook, it's hooked and it holds the ligaments. And the whole thing is how fast can it heal? Now, David Ortiz came back from this in like 2 weeks, when it wasn't the same for the rest of the year. But it's usually at least a month. It's all about the scar and how quickly the scar can heal and you can get back to swing a bat. He might be Superman and can come back in 4, but most people it's 6 to 8. And they also don't like to rush this because it'll linger for a long time if you let it.
I have both my handmates. So I don't know anything about them.
# blessed.
Yeah. Hashtag I'm in.
Hashtag you can. It sucks when you get it out because it sucks. I remember. Sorry, Todd. I remember when I was on the table and they were taking mine out. They only numb your arm, so you don't really go to sleep. And I was talking to the doctor and I asked him if I could keep my little hook of hamate. It's about this big. And the doctor's like, "Nope, it's against the law." And I'm like, "But it came out of me. I can't keep it." And he's like, "Nope." And then I went back to sleep and woke up about 20 minutes later and it was done. But it sucks because as soon as Trout took that swing, I was like, "Yep, hamate bone." You could tell immediately. I remember when I did it, my hand was stuck like this. I couldn't move my middle 2 fingers. It was like, what's wrong with me? And I had to get the umpire. It was in AAA, and I had to get the umpire to throw the ball back to the pitcher of the 9th inning because I couldn't throw it back.
So now what? What are you doing if you're on the Angels right now?
They say
you're losing all your boys.
Time to trade. Time to get rid of some pieces.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
you're ready.
I think it is. In my opinion, the blister. I don't know how long that takes. You need 7 to 10 days for it just to, finally feel well. I don't know. It's. I don't see this being well for him, to be honest with you. I think it's time to move on. I think it's time to. Rendon's hurt again too as well, so that's not good. He was on crutches the other day or right after. So. I'm not saying, they're not the worst team in the league, but, they're falling back short now. So I think it's time to trade him, get something back for him because we know he's not going to come back if they're not making the playoffs.
From a PR perspective, here's where I'll go against you. I agree, but I think, and here's Alden Gonzalez with more of the timeline. They announced the Trout fractured hamate bone. Then hours later, Rendon fouls the ball off his leg. He gone. And then Ohtani leaves with the blister. It just sucks for Angels fans. The reason why I still think they're not going to trade Ohtani is because they make so much freaking money off Shohei Ohtani, and Artie Moreno likes money. And also, it's a PR disaster if you trade him. So what I think happens is they keep him regardless, okay? They make their money because he brings the team a ton of dough. And then in the offseason, they try and put a report out there that they put up some of the same money that some of these other teams are offering. And then they go, "Oh, well, we tried. We couldn't keep him. Sorry." Doesn't that look better optics-wise?
Yeah, I don't know. I would like to be realistic. I understand about the money point. I think everybody likes money. I know everybody on here enjoys money, of course. But for me, I want to get something out of this, knowing, is there a chance he might come back? I mean, very slight. But for me, it's like find a way to get something. You can get a lot of young talent and even get some guys that are still playing that can help out, next year or the year after. It just depends on what kind of contract they have. But I'm going for the younger core, and I'm trying to get 4 or 5 guys with it.
Yeah, I would agree. I've been preaching it the whole time. Scotty's proved to me that the Angels just always figure out a way to blow it. Don't blow it. Don't blow this. If you don't think you have a shot, because you're a game back, a half a game back from the Jays right now. And we're talking like it's going to be, it's 6 games back. Like you're a half a game back. Ohtani will be back within 2 weeks. So it'll be maybe a start or 2. But then to me, if you're going to blow it up, this is the week to do it. Do it right at the All-Star game. Announce it. Artie Moreno, announce it yourself. We are trading him to the Philadelphia Phillies for their top 3 prospects.
Wow. AJ, you in?
Yeah, I'm here.
Ohtani too?
No, hell no. I'm keeping him because there ain't nothing you can do. And there's nothing you can get back that'll appease your fan base, Mike Trout, or anyone else. So I'm keeping him. I'm doing the best I can to try to re-sign him. There's no trade you can make right now that will warrant getting back enough to tell your fan base we traded him. Even a Juan Soto type return to me doesn't do enough. And you just try to re-sign him. You're Artie Moreno. You got all the money in the world. Bring him back if you can, and that's it.
Listen, let me ask you this. If by chance they're saying we want to get rid of Ohtani, why not say Trout's on the block too? Why not have the whole revamp?
Oh,
No?
man, they would need a 45-man roster. They wouldn't need a 40-man roster. Trading both of those dudes would be colossal. It would be epic. You would lose fans for probably 3 years. And then they'd be back because you'd have a whole new team called the Rangers of 2005 on when they traded for Teixeira.
Yeah, I don't – listen, there hasn't been anything done there. I mean, how many times has Trout been in the playoffs? I think what?
Once.
Once.
2014, they got swept by Erik Kratz's Kansas City Royals.
I didn't
that, Kratz?
I don't know.
I love that. Appreciate it.
They're not trading Trout because he also has full no trade. So all he'll do is be like, yeah, no, I'm not getting traded, and they're going to be like,
well,
okay.
if it's to the Phillies, I think he'll say,
true.
Yes, please.
Yeah, but the Phillies, do they have enough? The Phillies are going to have to give up their whole team, and do they have enough payroll? They already have Bryce and Castellanos and Schwarber, and they got to re-sign Nola, and they have JT. It sounds great on paper, but at the end of the day, is Middleton. I know he spends money, but that's a lot more money you got to add on there with Bryce locked up and all those other guys.
If they would take some of the money too. You never know. I don't know.
Of course.
Yeah.
They would have to take a lot of the money.
No, yeah, and hopefully if they did do it, the Angels would be like, all right, we'll take this and that. Well, I don't know.
They have to
There's
restart.
a bunch of stuff you can do.
It's not working.
No.
It's just not working. It's been so freaking long.
But they're so close. They're half a game out. I get it. I get what you're saying. Trout's not going to be there. Like, the player in me wants them to go for it. I'm not saying sell the farm to get somebody. I'm not saying you even need to sell the farm. Like, you're a half a game out. It is not – you're not sitting there as a player going, dude, we got no shot. Because you wouldn't be a half a game out if you had guys on the team that were thinking that. To me, go for it. Don't trade them because they're not going to. So then go for it. Like, go and get Scherzer, double down. I don't know, man. Like, it makes me so mad when teams don't go for it.
Dude, they don't have the surplus of prospects. Though.
I get it.
There's more. What's 4 mean?
They're 4 games back of the wild card now. Now they don't have Trout, and we'll see what's obviously Ohtani's going to be.
My thing is Rendon.
Oh, they're 4 back.
By the way, my thing is. Yeah. What about Rendon? Can we discuss Rendon before we get to this poll real quick? Like,
yeah, you got last call. Go for it.
But he can't. Does he? He just never is healthy. Like, since he's been an Angel, he has not been healthy, and that's been a huge part of this whole thing. And he gets overshadowed because of the Trout and Ohtani talk. But dude, you got to get on the field.
I'd have to look back at his injuries, but fouled off his shin, but he didn't. He did. It's not broken. X-rays are negative or positive, whatever. I don't know what the vernacular is, but nothing's broken. Like, you're right. You got to get on the field unless you got on a plane and what's that called? Like compartment syndrome or something where it blows up. Like, I should have sent you guys a picture of what my leg looked like one time after a ball hit it. It wasn't even foul ball. It was a hit by pitch. Like, gross. Huge. Played in the game. Like, I don't understand fouling a ball off your leg. And, maybe I'm jumping to conclusion, but the guy's got to get on the field.